Yeah, how's your mental health?
I mean, my mental health is good. My mental health is very good.
It was a very tragic situation, but if we can all unite together as like one voice and share saving Job Corps, we can make a very positive impact.
And I looked up and I seen a bunch of cloud of smoke, and I was like, wait. How's there so much smoke in the house? What's going on? But we were little kids, and then next thing you know, I hear somebody say, hey, Ross. And I looked up, and it was Bob Marley.
Whoa! Welcome. Assalamu alaikum to the Muslims. What's up to everybody else? All my fam, bam, loved ones, cousins, strangers. Hey, even my frenemies. You know what I'm saying? What's happening, y'all?
Hey, what up?
Dangerous Minds Podcast.
Yeah, you already know, baby. I love that intro. I love that energy, too.
A.K.A. Malik and JREED.
And what exactly do you call that you're wearing there? I'm just curious.
Yes, it's a kafaya.
A kafaya?
Yeah, you know, they wear it, for protection of the cold and the heat.
Oh, I
indoor,
thought it was from
outdoor.
the sun. Like,
well, yeah, the heat. It's a different one for it's a shima, something like that, for that they wear in the desert specifically. But this one,
that's not what that is.
It's the same but different. Different terms of them. Yeah, fight this one.
You in the mood to scare white people today, huh?
Well,
you got looking like a terrorist right now. Ooh. No, I'm just playing. Go ahead. I'm messing with you.
I know, because I'm a Muslim. They be asking me questions about terrorist actions. Yeah.
I'm saying, you looking like one. If I saw you sitting behind me on the airplane, I'm like, excuse no, I'm just messing with you.
Well, tomorrow's Arafah, the day of Arafah. So for the Muslims, it's a very important day. It's a day where we're going to fast. So that's going to, the Prophet ﷺ said, fasting on the day of Arafah, you get your sins forgiven for the year before and the year following.
Just from one day?
Just from one day of fasting. Because, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, God is the most generous, the most merciful.
I need to get up on that.
That one day of not eating, that's going to benefit you anyways. You get your, last year and next year.
Yeah, hey,
so I need that.
I eat too much to be a Muslim.
No,
y'all be fasting too much, man. Can't eat no pork. I'd rather go to hell than stop eating ribs.
No, you wouldn't. They got beef ribs, bro, the best. I'm gonna have my son make you some.
But yeah, I know what you mean though. They do got some fire beef ribs though.
Yeah.
Ain't like them baby backs.
But even religious conversations, y'all. This is a little touch of religious conversations where we talk about it. Today we're diving into a touch of religious conversations. We're gonna be talking about mental health. That's a big thing. We got a couple of special guests. We got Issa Courageous. He's gonna be touching on Job Corps. There was some activity going on with that. Got my cousin. Tomorrow's a big day also because my uncles are getting a star on the Hollywood Boulevard Walk of Fame. I picked this up somewhere they had it. So the original war is war, y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Cisco Kid.
We got some far out news, of course. Jerry's going to drop some far out news on us. So let's get into it. Let's go. Let's start with the mental health first.
Okay, well, did you know that it's Men's Mental Health Month?
What? Men's Mental Health Month?
Men's Mental Health Month.
I need that. Yeah, because I've been stressed out lately.
I haven't heard anything about it.
But me neither.
It's kind of like Father's Day at the restaurants. Like, there's nobody there. It's like nobody cares about us, seems like. And it really, it kind of threw me off, because men's mental health is important, dude. People have no idea what it's like if you're not a man. Some men don't even know what it's like to be men, right?
Tell us about it.
My thing is, we get called soft for expressing our feelings, though, right? Isn't expression and expressing how we feel, expressing our feelings a part of mental health? That's kind of like what you do in therapy, right?
Venting.
Yeah, venting.
You got to get that out.
But when you vent, sometimes you get mad. You might even get sad. You might cry or something.
The emotional roller coaster.
Man, he crying like a little, So we can't. I feel like we don't really. Our mental health is really irrelevant, bro. That's how I feel personally. If I'm in therapy, something wrong with me. I'm crazy.
Yeah. Well, that's true. I told you before. My wife has a banner at the house that I came home one day and it says, "Nobody cares. Work harder." So I got a lot of complaints and stress that when I step out into the world that I deal with, because the mental health part is real. That's
Say that quote again.
Nobody cares, work harder.
I guarantee you that was made by and for a man. Nobody tells a woman that.
Yeah.
In my opinion, I've never seen it happen. Somebody's gonna always come wipe their tears, always gonna come pick them up or help them or give them something. But with us,
We're
man,
built different. We built different.
I mean, and I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But don't tell me that you're gonna celebrate my mental health. But when I can't even tell you how I really feel,
what does that mean? Celebrating mental? Well,
celebrating your mental health.
Ugly?
I mean, it says health, so I'm assuming that's positive, right? Like,
right.
You know, but it's like we got to get through the negative to get through the positive, right? You know what I mean? But keep it reality though. Just being honest. This ain't got nothing to do with black, white, Muslim, or Christian. Most of men's problems come from what?
Problems come from women.
We're not telepathic. I'm not using telepathy. He's not looking at my notes. He said that on his own. Most of the problems men have come from women. I'm just being. I mean, is that not true?
That's how I feel. Yeah, you know. That's how I feel.
I'm a single man, and he's a married man.
Yeah,
he's a Muslim. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm like an agnostic. I'm like whatever. Like, you know,
agnostic meaning you believe in a little bit in everything, but you haven't found. So So look, when two people hang out, one rubs off on another one. So I'm not gonna let his pork eating rub off on me. I'm gonna let this good.
Yeah, and I ain't gonna never wear that on my head unless it's Halloween. Trick or treat. No, I'm just messing with you. But you know what really tripped me out about this whole like mental health month thing, bro?
What's that?
Is that it's also Pride Month.
Huh?
Pride Month.
Okay, that's confusing. So
men, we're sharing mental health month with the LBGQ or whatever, the LBGT people.
Community.
Yeah. And like I just there goes the point of what I was saying.
There goes
nobody
the neighborhood.
Cares.
Yeah, how they gonna mix us with that? Like, you know, because men, you're sick because you want to wear it. They tying it all in together. It's some subliminal charter.
Do you see this?
I see it.
Okay, like Men's Mental Health Month, we have to share it with Pride Month. I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, I guess they're men too, right? But don't tell them that, right? They'll get mad at you, want to fight you. But yeah, I had tried to figure out which one came first. Which one did the government establish first? Men's Mental Health Month, or was it Pride Month? And so if you go Google, you know, you Wikipedia, you got to be real like meticulous with that stuff though. You know, I don't look at the first article that pops up when I Google things. I got to search it about 6-7 times, cancel out, Google again. You know, you got to really search, man. You want the truth.
Did you figure it out?
Yes. So what kept popping up is, Pride Month was started first, and it was started in 1970.
Okay, Pride Month, 1970.
Because I guess they had some sort of basically there was some sort of building in New York where a lot of like lesbians and gays used to hang out at, and the police raided it and they fought back, and some people lost their lives. So they consider that like LBGT history.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was called the Stonewall Inn, if anybody wants to look it up. It's supposed to be this big LBGT.
Okay.
So they're saying, so that happened in June. So every year after that, they had like a pride type of celebration. But it wasn't recognized as mental health, Pride Month, especially not in the 70s or the 80s. Being gay and all that stuff wasn't looked upon like that. Oh, let's give them a whole month. They might have celebrated small celebrations, but it wasn't recognized.
In the closet.
Yeah, exactly. Nobody looked upon that like, oh, let's give them a month. It wasn't like that.
No.
So don't tell me that Pride Month started in 1970. You're
secretly.
lying.
It started secretly.
But
it started in the closet in the 70s.
But it wasn't recognized nationally.
Not at all.
Now, Men's Mental Health Month was nationally recognized in 1994 under the Clinton administration.
Okay,
right?
what triggered this?
I mean, well, it was just a whole like
because
I feel like they just had to give us something. You know what I mean?
I mean, they know the stress and the struggles men go to, and was like, you know, we got to acknowledge that. We got to give them men a month to just really reflect on their struggles and their hardship.
I believe so.
Yeah.
And once I looked a little deeper into that, like what things were established under Clinton, whoop-de-doo, I found Pride Month established in 1999. 5 years after Mental Health Month was established.
So is that a reestablishment or is that?
No, it's totally separate.
Okay.
But you know what I mean? Like they basically like, well, you got to share it. You know what I'm saying? Like one article said that they replaced men's mental health with Pride, and then the other one said that they just did it both. Like they didn't really care about the mental health. So it depends on what article you read. Like I said,
sounds like guilty by association. They just trying to like mix it all in, man.
Yeah. Well, like I said, man. Men's Mental Health Month was national. I mean, like a real holiday, a real thing, not a holiday, but a real established thing in 1994. Pride Month wasn't established till 1999.
Okay.
So let's just keep it real about that. Speaking of Pride, man, you heard about all this stuff going on with the transgender high school athletes.
A little bit, but Trump's administration, they're against that. That's the good thing about it. But it was some wild stuff going on. Tell us about it.
Well, okay, because they had like a CIF track meet. You know what I mean?
Oh, she got it. Yeah. Okay.
So they had the transgender. Winning. She won the gold. Let me see. Here I go. She, because I don't like to be like it. You know what I mean? Well, not in public at least. Transgender wins gold in the high jump and the triple jump. And then she tied with one other girl for silver. They just sparked a massive debate. I mean, they had picket signs. People was out there breaking people's car windows and stuff. It was one transgender guy out there with a transgender flag or a LBG flag or whatever, and he was like breaking people's like windows.
Oh, it was going all in.
Yeah,
huh?
it got violent, man. It got real.
Where was this at? What?
It was
state?
It was out here, California.
Oh,
yeah, but it was like more up north.
Yeah.
Basically, I don't agree with it. I don't agree with it. You know what I mean? The chick, the winner's name was Abby Hernandez. That was the name. You know what I'm saying? Abby, 17. I feel like they basically taking medals from females, dude. Because this person was probably, when they were they were probably ranked 125th.
Yeah, couldn't compete.
Yeah, and then now you're winning the gold, when you go over to the women. That happened in the swim meet in the Olympics when they had the male swimmer. I looked him up. I'm like, oh, well, maybe he was good. He's just good. He was like 114th in the world. Now you're top 5 when you're with the girls.
Nobody till somebody trans.
Oh, hold on. Hey, you got to be careful. You got to be careful. But yeah, it was crazy. It was a protest with megaphones, breaking windows, or even some arrest was made. You know what I mean? But they had this one big old sign out there that kind of caught my attention. It said, quote, "The weakest men compete against women, and the weakest minds celebrate it."
Oh, man, that's horrible.
Yeah. And she up there standing on the podium. People started booing and everything.
Yeah,
so people are catching on to it.
But they really take that as a win? They really counting that as victory?
It's in the books, man.
The books is one thing, but I'm saying like,
yeah, but I'm saying,
are they taking? Are they?
You
have
mean
you
the
seen
person?
the emotion? Yeah, the person. Do you see them really taking pride in?
They're like. Like they're like, you know what I mean? Like they just they won the NBA title. You know how anything is possible.
Thumbs down on that. Y'all need to quit it.
Hey, I'm just saying, man. I'm just telling you what's going on in this world.
Shut it down.
Right in time for Pride Month, or was it Men's Mental Health Month? God, keep mixing it up.
Need them both. They go hand in hand. Yeah, not for all men, but yeah. How's your mental health?
I mean, my mental health is good. My mental health is very good.
Dangerous minds. That's what I'm asking. Not in a violent way, but dangerous minds. And when you become aware of something, now you become a threat to either your work, your government, or just society in general because,
I mean, you could be a threat to your woman if you find out some other stuff about her. Now I know, so now you're a threat to her. Now, I mean, it gets on every scale, you know what I mean?
Or you just know your role and you know her role.
Exactly.
Yeah. And then now you just in general.
But yeah, you personally, as a Muslim, how do you feel about the whole like transgenders competing against? Do you think that transgenders should compete against girls? DNA of a man competing against girls.
Come on, man.
How do you feel about that?
I mean, no.
You ain't got to be Muslim to know that, huh?
I mean, like, biblically, you know what I mean?
Okay.
The Prophet Lot, Luke. So the whole town was flipped upside down. So freedom to all, people and all that. Do what you want to do. Just keep it away from, I think, invading into people's private space, right? So when you bring yourself to the women, right, to the girls that are actually competing, that's invading in their private space. I'm totally against that. Go make your own school. Give them their own charter school, and they can all go there and compete against each other. Don't bring them into the regular, the public. I don't agree with that at all.
Yeah.
Give them their own city, give them their own town, and let them drown themselves. Don't try to rub off on.
Man, you got people that would hear that and be like, "Oh, we're gonna cancel you. Oh, Malik, he's a sexist and he's just the worst person in the world. He should die. Like, he should never earn another penny in this world." I mean, they take it serious.
Well, this country is the greatest country on earth, right? One nation under God, right? So it's very confusing that this is a nation under God and this is going against God's law. So I mean, I'm not even gonna touch on it from a religious Islamic point, but just I'm talking about as a country.
Right.
What do we believe in as a country? Is this something American?
I think it is.
But it's confusing because of what the values of America that we were brought up on. The white picket fence house, just American
husband
dream.
And wife.
Right. So now all this flipped and tricked. Who introduced all this? Who made it okay? What party started to, confuse us? Did it start at a young age? Like, what's the history of it?
It started with with that movement, man. But let them tell it. The history is that one incident that happened in 1970 at the Stonewall Inn. But I mean, like I said, man, I love everybody.
Yeah,
anybody
Freedom
who respects me and treats me with some decency, I'll respect you and treat you with some decency, right? It don't matter if you freaking transsexual. Well, I don't even know the terms. I get confused with the terms showing my age. But I'm just saying, I treat everybody equally. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but when you try to like bully me and like bully other girls out of their spots, you know what I'm saying? I don't respect that, man.
Yeah.
I don't respect that. I have a hard time respecting that.
And I think that's where it comes from, the respecting of the trans invading on the women and the girls.
Yeah,
space,
let them do
breaking
their
hearts, right? And then now it's gonna piss people off naturally.
They worked hard all year.
Yeah, and all of a sudden,
and then here come the 125th ranked male.
Loser. Right.
Hey, man. Hey, everybody, mental health, take care of yourself, because it's really for everybody. It ain't even for us.
Yeah, that's real talk.
Yeah, man, we'll take a little break right now, man. Dangerous Minds Podcast, a.k.a. Malik, JREED. You already know what it is, baby. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Welcome back. Dangerous Minds Podcast.
Dangerous Minds.
Yay. I don't even know what episode it is. We got episodes in the vault already. We just been working.
Yeah,
I think it's like 7 or 8, but it might be. We're going to drop this one tonight. Daniel, can we get this one out tonight? Because tomorrow's an important event. So we want you guys to, if you can, head to Hollywood Boulevard, 6200 Hollywood Boulevard. War. The original War is getting a plaque, a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, all right? And like I said, later on in the show, we got one of the Sons of War, the oldest son of BB Dickerson, is in the building, in the house, and he's going to, just give us a little bit about some history of war. That's it. Right now, Reed?
Yes, sir.
I got a question for you, bro.
What you got, man?
You know what it is. What pissed you off this week?
Oh, man. Every week, dude, I got like 17 things that I could talk about,
you gotta
right?
narrow it down.
Yeah, you're right.
Give us a couple.
I'm like, should I go to the guy who went in my DMs and told me he was going to have sex with my mother?
What?
Or, let me see. What should I go with the lawyer that gave me some false information and now I got to pay extra?
Oh, no.
Or should I just go? I think I'll just go with some celebrity stuff, man.
Okay.
You know the basketball player Zion Williamson, right?
Yeah.
Big
Zion.
boy, big old dude.
Yeah,
they always talk about how he out of shape and all this stuff or whatever, but he can do some stuff that can't no regular person do. You know, looks pretty in shape to me when he on that court. But yeah, he basically got accused of. Okay, when you hear a black celebrity, he's being accused of. What do you think it's going to be?
You know what's going on?
What do you think it's going to be?
I'm Shannon Sharp is still in my head, so I'm thinking something. Is she white? That's my first question.
Nah,
she's not white.
Nope.
So how is she?
Which is another
female?
Which is a good point. Because they always try to make it like it's the white girls, white girls who doing it to the brothers, the black girl. Everybody do it to us, man.
But
it ain't just
rich,
them.
You talking about Zion with a female? It's gonna be something of sexual abuse.
Okay, yeah, right.
So,
that's right. Rape and abuse.
Okay,
but a rape and abuse relationship that lasted for years, though.
Oh.
So see, now if it happened one time, okay, I understand. Okay, you ain't mess with that. But this is years, so you stuck around. That's not rape, mommy.
She was like, "Give me the loot. Give me the loot."
Right. I'm a bad man. Hey, no, everything. So now he being sued, not arrested.
For what?
He sued,
right.
Not arrested.
Right. Civil.
So yeah, civil, not criminal. You took the next line. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, man, it's obvious what they doing, man. It's a money grab, bro. Nobody abused you. Yeah. Nobody assaulted you. You thought you was the only one, which is mind-boggling to me. Like, why do you think that an NBA athlete making millions of dollars is only going to be with you?
Islam has a solution for that. I don't know why people don't get that. We don't,
Yeah, but we know your solution, Malik.
No, it's not my solution. It's just God.
It's God's solution, right?
Yeah. But go ahead.
Okay, so anyway, he's being accused of, sued, for sexual assault and rape. My question is, this is what pisses me off because it keeps happening over and over again. When are the women going to be punished for lying? When are they going to have some laws that says if you accuse somebody of rape and then it comes up that you were lying, you got to do a mandatory 10 years? Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. That just pissed me off every time I see those headlines. And maybe I'm just a victim blamer. Right? That's what people call me, a victim blamer. You know, they got all these new terms and stuff. Because I'll be like, oh, yeah, Chris, he socked her and beat her up. I'm like, dang, what's he do, though? So that makes me a victim blamer. Like, oh, well, a guy grabbed on her ass at the club. That's assault. I'm like, well, what was she wearing? Yeah. I'm a victim blamer, right? Yeah. But even every time I see one of these headlines, like you said, the Shannon Sharp, the Zion Williamson, the Michael Irvin, the Mike Tyson, I mean, you just go down the list. Yeah. I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
It's a money grab, like you said.
I don't believe it,
They want
dude.
attention and they want the bread.
I want some charges filed. I want a new law that says if you accuse a man of sexual abuse or rape and it comes out that you were lying, then you get a mandatory 10 years. And I'm being light with that 10. Ooh. I'm being light with that 10. But that'll be enough to scare their asses though from doing it. That's what I want. That's what pissed me off, man. Yet another one of our black celebrities in the news for sexual assault, alleged sexual assault.
Man, that's big. Yeah, I feel you on that.
Pissed me off. Now, what pissed you off, brother Malik?
Like you said, the list goes on and on and on and on.
Don't
a lot of things. I'm gonna keep it outside of the household, But like as we know, a couple weeks ago, my gardener came up missing a couple months ago, and so I've been out there doing my own. Hey, bro, look, check it out. I was out there in the tank top because I'm and I got a sunburn, so that pissed me off because like. In my head when I was out there, I knew it was a hot day. The weather's been back and forth.
Man, you should have had
look, when you black, you can get out there in the sun, but you got to be dark skinned black. Just because it's in your gene, that's one of the rules to it, though. Light skinned Negroes, we can only be out in the sun for so long. But all this chemicals that they put into the sunscreen.
Speak for yourself, man.
I don't know.
I absorbed that. I absorbed it. Like,
me too. I used to, but I don't know what happened. I was
this ain't the sun. This ain't the sun that we used to play in, though.
Oh,
this ain't the sun we used to be at the beach for 5 hours in. Yeah, no. I guess we just getting older, maybe. I know what you mean, though. Go ahead, continue.
And I'm gonna just touch on one more thing that pissed me off, and it's gonna bring us into my nephew that's here, Issa Courageous. He hit me up this week, bro, and he was like, I was in the midst of running errands, doing my thing, staying vigorous, staying super motivated, you know what I mean? And he was like, Job Corps got defunded, Trump's closing it down, you gotta come pick me up, I gotta leave. And I was like, what are you talking about? How long ago did you know this and you're just calling us right now at the last minute? He was like, I just found out like an hour ago or whatever. And I was like, nah, hell nah. You ain't no way they talking about you just ate lunch, but you can't have dinner. So come to find out, I went and investigated. I went down there and checked on it. I was mad, and I showed up, and there was a lot of people packing up and leaving. So that's what pissed me off.
It was on the news when you first told me. Yeah. The next day, it was like all over the news. I'm like, damn, like, they for real? Like,
so Issa Courageous is in the building, y'all. He's gonna tell us a little bit about his experience of Job Corps and how he felt, getting kicked out at last minute.
Yeah, like my first thing is like, well, just introduce yourself. Let people know who
Chris.
you are.
Yeah,
let people know who you are.
What's up, guys? I'm Issa Courageous. I was a student at Long Beach Job Corps, and I was pretty upset about it shutting down, but I don't see it as like an end because I know there's like room for improvement to work towards hopefully saving Job Corps, #Save Job Corps. And, I've been handling my business there at the school. I played basketball there. I was in leadership, and I also got my license there. And with that, I was like continually working towards bettering myself. And then when they shut down, I was very upset about that. But I didn't let that stop me from continuing to chase my goals. I built vision boards to make sure that I can ensure what I want to do in the future. So that bring clarity to me. And I feel a lot of upsetness about my friends and what they're going through.
Okay.
And
You saying like friends that didn't have as much support as you, or
yeah, like
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So like, hold on. So they didn't close down Job Corps. They put it on pause, right? Is that they said hold on? Because you told me, like I said, we had some questions when you called me. I was like, so for what is it like? And you told me that either you had two choices they gave you, right? One
Yeah.
choice was to get your stuff and leave. And I said, when can you come back? And you said, well, if they figure it out and they resume, then you can go back. And how long is that going to take? It could be indefinite. So that's under investigation, right? And then the second thing was you said that you can stay, but you wouldn't be able to leave. And I asked him, Reed, I said, not even for a funeral? And he said, let me ask. He came back. He said, not even for a funeral. And I said, what is that, a hostage situation? Either you leave or you ours. Is that
Yeah.
what happened?
Yeah, what was that? What is that about?
So I'm still like not sure about it, but I think it was like a policy thing where like they're not allowed to have students go back and forth for security reasons because like the school is like
Underfunded now.
Nah, somebody might come back with the AR-15.
No, it's not like that.
I know, I'm just messing around. Wait, so hold on, real quick. You played basketball. You got your license, and what else? You said a couple things that you were able to do.
How
there.
long were you there for, and what else did you do? Yeah.
I was there for 9 months and I've learned so much. I've learned a lot more than just my career. I've learned.
That's what it
What's your
sounds
career?
like.
What's
That's
your
what it
career?
sounds like.
My career is a certified nurse assistant.
So
I
that's
have my
what you
license
got.
for
That's
that.
what you graduated. Okay, you got your license in that.
Right.
And then so since you've been there 9 months and you got your license at CNA, and then you got your driver's license and played basketball, why were you still there then? Did you finish your program before they kicked you out, or what were you in the process of doing when you got this notification?
So I was working on doing a second trade, and I was also working on getting into LVN program, which I'm gonna explain more on another episode.
Okay,
deeper.
got you. That's what's up. So another.
Wait, hold on. Let me. What when they first let you know that you were getting kicked out or whatever, what was your like initial feeling or reaction to that? Like when you first heard it.
Well, I'm always like an optimistic guy with a mindset of 24/7 hustling. So, I wasn't like entirely upset. It was like very disappointing, but I was still like optimistic about the situation. And I said bye to people that I probably wouldn't see in a long time. And I just like said, okay, that's what it's going to
Yeah,
be.
deal with
but
it
So
It's
you were
not
thinking
the
about
end,
your
you know?
friends more so.
I was thinking about it from like a wide range perspective, and that's
Well, probably because
also it.
you graduated and you were in the process of doing something new. But let me ask you. So since you were already, because they had some information, right? The reason why the Trump administration closed down Job Corps is because they found it that only 35% or 39% actually graduated from the programs, and that it cost the United States taxpayer, the government, about $150,000 a year per student. So they didn't find it to be very
That's
productive.
considered a failure.
When I was at Job
39%.
Corps,
Yeah.
when I was at Job Corps, there's like a lot of people that were working hard and they're successful. They went to the gym a lot too, and I was able to build those networks of like how to do certain workouts because the kids there are very smart, and they're also disciplined like me. So I was able to learn from their mindsets and apply that to my life, so I can
Nice.
also be successful.
So
Nice.
You're saying that basically Job Corps was a good environment.
Yeah, it was a really good environment. The students there, they handled their business and what they had to do. There was the pharmacy tech people that were in that trade. We had the certified medical assistant trade. And then we also had medical administration trades. And then we also had like construction trades and automotive trades. It was like an empire out there, and we were all building ourselves
Everybody
to become
was-
successful and make the economy a greater world,
Yeah, you're a very positive young man, but what was like other people's reactions? Like, was it people like,
Yeah, because when I pulled up, there was a dad outside, and he was bumping some music, and he was mad, and he was like, there was another girl leaving, and she was like, I don't have no place to go. This is what we depend on.
yeah,
So, did you see any different emotions and reactions to people?
Well, I can't like speak for everyone because like
Yeah, but what
I
did you
don't
see?
really understand what they're going through in their
Did you see
situations.
any emotions?
Yeah, I seen some emotions, and it was normal for them to feel disappointed about that. But they're strong people, and I believe that they'll work through whatever they're going through. It's just takes some time for them, and it's not over. You know, we're still working towards becoming a better version of ourselves.
Save Job Corps hashtag, right?
Hashtag Save Job Corps.
Okay. Hey, so another thing about this. So the Trump administration, Reed, you know, they're having problems with a lot of the universities such as Harvard and you know, the elites, Stanford, where they don't want to fund them. They want to take away the government funding that they're receiving, and they wanted to put more money into trade schools. Job Corps is a trade school, so I'm trying to figure out why wouldn't they come through the largest trade school, because it's nationwide. Why wouldn't they come through and just try to fix the program? Say, okay, if you're only having 39% failure,
what can we do to?
And we're spending all this money, so maybe. Let's have hope.
It helped over 3 million people.
So let's have hope that the Trump administration, what they're going to do with Job Corps is revamp it.
I hope and Trump administration, those things don't even go in the same sentences with me anymore. But I hear you, though. You know what I mean?
He said open.
I'm just saying,
keep
man.
hope alive.
Nah, that Jesse Jackson, he gone. Jesse gone.
But I mean, that's what they should do, because it's on pause. So, but Trump, I mean, what's his name? Elon, keep it on the hush. He's out of there. So he
came in there and made all these cuts and messed up everything and made all these people lose their jobs and lose their everything, and then now he's gone too.
Disappeared, yeah.
Typical.
Yeah.
Like I said.
Yeah, come through and ruin it for everybody else and just take your and leave.
It was a very tragic situation, but if we can all unite together as like one voice and share saving Job Corps, we can make a very positive impact, not only for like the students at Job Corps, but our world, because our world depends on people like us to build skyscrapers, because there's construction trades. You know, we got BCT, they build houses, all kinds of stuff.
Okay. Yeah, sounds like y'all got
industry,
everything.
You know?
Hashtag Save Job Corps.
Like you said,
automotive too. Who knows?
Yeah.
Somebody from Job Corps who's in the automotive field, they could invent the next car brand that like helps the world with like building like safer energy, you know, and like a healthy environment with like not so much fumes in the environment.
Yeah. All right.
Some smart people there.
Thank you for sharing this info. We look forward to listening to your detailed explanation on Job Corps and
I want
like
to know
your positions, because I heard that you were like, you had some high positions there, like you were getting ready to run for president, and you had other things going on, chairman, chief of justice or something.
I'm a chief of justice for Long Beach Job Corps, and I'm also the student ambassador and sergeant at arms.
Oh wow, that's all kinds of stuff going on.
Yeah, it's
sound like he the man. That's why he got so much swagger. He just like, you know, whatever he running for, he got my damn vote. I'll tell you that right now.
Hashtag
Save Job Corps. For
Dangerous
sure.
Minds. Let's take another break.
Real quick.
Right.
Yeah.
Dangerous Minds. Welcome back, everybody.
Welcome back to the show.
Hey, don't
South
forget
Bay.
to like, subscribe, and follow right here below. We need that right there.
Yeah, go to the YouTube channel, man.
Yeah.
Leave a comment, like it. Like I said, man, we be talking a lot of mess on there. If you don't like what I'm saying, please let me know.
Let them know.
Let me know.
We already,
I don't take things personally.
I told them we taking out the cussing and all that. You know, episode 1.
I'm trying.
I got some feedback, Reed. They was like, Malik, you had these 2 cats over there cussing, and y'all, I couldn't even. They was mad because of the cut. I said that wasn't planned like that.
Yeah,
but that was just like the dangerous. That was raw. But look at the good that came out of it. Yeah. Like after the chaos came.
Oh, you
talking
about with Roy and John?
Right, Roy and John. Yeah.
It was going down.
It was, you know, but so sorry for that. You guys won't get the cussing out. We gonna edit it, make sure it's all like clean. But we just left it raw.
My thing is, I understand, I respect everybody, but what is it about the cussing that's just so offensive? If you can only hear the cuss words, I think that's something with you. You missing the message. The cuss words is throwing off the message.
Everything is associated religiously. I mean? So cuss words, let's just imagine it bringing in like evilness. You know what I mean?
So it's evil to cuss?
Words, where they came from and who they're associated with. And like if you say the F word, like what demon is attached to that?
Oh, wow.
So it's deeper than that.
I ain't know that. Yeah. Like I said, I just got Tourette sometimes. Like shit. But you know, fuck. You know, I just sorry, y'all. Sorry, I'm sorry.
Nigga.
Yeah.
But hey, look, follow Issa Courageous on Instagram to follow up with him on his Job Corps quest. All right, he needs that. He needs the support from that.
Hashtag Save Job Corps.
Right.
It's very important. You guys can go on the site there and you guys can leave a comment and let them know exactly why Job Corps needs to be saved, why it's important to hold on to it. And it's the senators who are you trying to get their attention. So make sure you leave a little something, man.
There's a petition out there. Find it, sign it.
The more people that go on there and show that support, the better chance they have of saving it. So please, hashtag Save Job Corps. Please check that out. Please
Issa
support
Courageous.
that.
He's a phenomenal student.
Shout out to Issa Courageous. Phenomenal young man as well.
And right now, we're going to get into the war segment.
War.
And then, I always hear that, war, what is it good?
That's not even them.
No, I don't know why.
Because that's the name. I thought that at first, but I'm like, nah, I know that's not them.
That's what people always say to me. War, what is it? I'd be like,
no. Absolutely nothing.
I like y'all to meet, and I'd like him to introduce himself, Morris Dickerson, the son of BB Dickerson, Uncle BB. Legend, the bass player from the band War. What's up, Mo? How you doing, cuz?
Hey, I'm doing good, cousin. Doing good.
Let's get closer to the mic. Let me see if I hear you.
I'm doing good, cousin.
There you go. There you go.
You want the headphones on or no headphones?
So you can hear yourself.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, right there in front of you.
Oh, I'm sorry. Excuse me.
Yeah, now you in the studio like your pops.
Wow.
Yeah, you got that voice now.
See, look, that was like his transformation. He put the headphones on.
Can you hear him, Daniel?
Yeah, I can hear him.
Say something.
Hello.
Okay,
yeah, he good.
There you go. All right, so
so you're the son of a bass player.
Yes.
Son of a bass player.
I like that.
Yeah,
I like that. Son of a bass player.
Okay.
Yeah, in the band War. So you seen a lot of stuff coming up.
Oh yes, definitely. Yes.
Okay, so for people that don't remember, because it's 2025, man. You know what I mean? People know the songs, the music, but how big was War, man? Just give us one thing that War did that nobody else ever did.
Okay, I don't know what year exactly it was, but it was in 1970 something where there was a cosmonauts for United States that were sent into the space station, and then the Russian cosmonauts was there. And right before they shake hands, they sing up the song, Why Can't We Be Friends?
Why can't we be friends? Why can't we be friends? Yeah, hey, that's
because I hate you.
That's War. So they played that song out of space.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
I didn't know that. That's big.
They never got a Grammy because who the people they went against, but that song was sent up there to space. So
nobody ever did that.
No other artists.
That was Grammy right there. They should have got that. That was some hate.
That reminds me of the Guardians of the Galaxy. The guy, what's the guy, Star-Lord or something like that. He who listens to the music while he's out there fighting and stuff. He plays that song too, but he's like outer space. So it's like the aliens probably got a bar of that. They got a recording of that song probably.
Yeah. so BB Dickerson, that's my mom's brother. So this is my cousin. You must be loaded. He said they playing the songs and sampling. Who else is sampled? Let's get a list of some of the songs. You said people know the music, but let's familiarize them. Let's run down some of their hits.
Lowrider. Cisco Kid. What's that other one?
I'm asking. I know what they are, but I'm asking. Come on, Mo.
No, he's right.
Yeah,
Why Can't We Be Friends?
I did my research.
Spill the wine. Get that girl.
Yep. That's why when I started doing the research for the segment, I'm like, dude, that one too?
Yeah.
Wait, hold on, this one?
The world's a ghetto.
Let me look at it. Let me make sure it's still playing War. Yeah, this is War. Yeah.
Me and Baby Brother.
Yeah.
What's the one? Don't bring it down.
Don't let no one get you down.
That's my favorite one right there, man. And then was it the same original members for all those albums?
Yes,
they never switched anybody out or nothing like that?
My dad was in the group. My dad was the original bass player from the beginning of the group all the way to 1979. He was out of the group.
That's when I was born.
Yeah, so he did all the albums from the beginning to 1979. My dad did the last song, which was called Galaxy. That was an album came out they called Galaxy, and on that, in our time, not a couple of years way back, Jennifer Lopez and Puff Daddy, they did a little segment on that song, and they were dancing together. Then after that, Jennifer Lopez blew up.
Oh wow!
Yes.
I think I remember that.
They were both dancing. and the doom 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 doom.
I remember that.
Doom doom. Yeah, that's the song.
But see, that's what I mean when I say I don't know that's war though.
Yeah.
But when I went through the list, I'm like those songs are in like all movies.
Yeah.
Like mob movies, the Smoking Cheech and Chongs, the
Jackie
Fridays.
Chan,
Man, they're in every they're in every kind of movie, man. They're like legendary people right there, man. What were you around any like celebrities that you can remember? Other celebrities that other people might know?
I remember when I was a little kid, I was real young. I remember going somewhere to my dad's house, and we went in there with his ex-wife. She was bringing us there, and I looked up and I seen a bunch of cloud of smoke, and I was like, wait. How's there so much smoke in the house? What's going on? But we were little kids, and then next thing you know, I hear somebody say, hey, Ross. And I looked up, and it was Bob Marley.
Whoa.
Bob Marley.
And if that's okay, let me speak on that real quick.
Yeah.
So basically what happened was, after that, no disrespect to Bob or anybody, they was back then they were saying, they wasn't saying weed, they said, let's smoke the Lambsbread. So he pulled out something this big
Lambsbread
and round like that. And what happened was he passed it to my dad, and my dad said, he hit it. And then
boy,
after that, my dad, him being the way he is, he passed it to me, and I was like, I was like, what?
I did not inhale.
How old were you?
I don't remember what age. I was young. I was very young. And I was like, no. So then, he kind of got upset, but then he passed it to my younger brother, and I think my younger brother hit it, and he ain't stopped since.
Swin, what's that?
It do happen like that though.
What's up, Chris?
It happened just like that with me. That's funny. So at that time, did you recognize it to be Bob Marley?
Yeah, I knew.
Wow. Wow, bro.
Yeah, I had to be I think I was probably 10 years old at the time. So
can you remember anything specifically about Bob, like his mannerisms or his energy, maybe? Because this is one of the most legendary people of all time.
I just remember his dreads. They weren't that long, and they were probably to his shoulders at that time.
Okay.
So, I remember that. And it's just the smoke in the house, man. Unless there's a fire.
Yeah.
And I was little, so I'm walking and I could see the smoke everywhere. It was pretty crazy.
Yeah, there's a picture of your pops and Bob too.
Yeah,
huh?
I got the picture. You want to see the picture or?
We'll pop it on the screen, but just Google it, look for it.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a picture that's legendary.
Legendary. That's one of the dopest stories I've ever heard in my life, dude.
Yeah.
So you were smoking with Bob Marley in a sense.
Well, I was natural high. Natural high.
Ross Claude. Okay, let's go.
Let me mention something else since you guys got me started.
Okay.
Let me say one thing if I'm correct. Another incident. Jimi Hendrix.
Okay.
Jimi Hendrix was performing one night, and it was with Eric Burden and War.
Right.
So they got the gig, and they did I think 15 songs together, if I'm correct.
Your dad told me about this.
And then I think the next morning,
15 songs together.
Yeah, I mean they were
live.
But it was recorded.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Excuse me. And then the next day, Jimi Hendrix
passed away, right? That was they performed, and then I think Uncle Howard might have some footage of it somewhere. But you know what your pops told me about that?
Wow.
Because I used to live with him, right? He told me when I asked him about it, because I was like, hey, Unc, you was like partying, you got all these friends, and you ain't got what happened to your funds? Why you ain't balling out of control? He said they gave him drugs and told him don't worry about it, you'll be rich forever. But he was telling me the story about him and Stevie Wonder. He told me a lot of stories, and one of them about Jimi Hendrix. He said Jimmy was like, hold on. He was like, where we going? He said, I don't know, but they, how they was elevated. You know, he was just telling me some wild stories, though.
So you said they gave him drugs, like the companies?
The industry, just here, because I remember my mother telling me a story about them buying up the whole block where we stayed, because they're from, where's war from? Where does that sound come from? All this stuff is history. Where were they discovered
Latino or whatever.
Right. So, they, as in the industry, because they got ripped off, right? That's common practice for back in the days. Yes. How did that affect you? You being the oldest, your dad was a rock star.
Well, the truth is, I never got to see the goodness. I was born in I lived in the barrios. I lived in the hood. So I got to experience that growing up in the,
in the projects,
and in Watts, Compton, L.A.
And I assume your dad was like touring or like working all the
Pops
time.
was going everywhere, so he didn't really have time for kids. You know, he was in Hawaii when he was young, and he just became a millionaire. And he was called on the phone, and he was told, "Hey, you have a son," and he was like, "Huh?"
How old was he when he signed his first contract? Do you know?
I think my dad was 16.
Yeah, he was right. Granny told me he was.
Yes,
that's crazy,
right.
man.
And he was a millionaire probably at the age 17, 18.
Wow,
something like that.
Some talented human beings, man.
So how old was he when you were born?
19, if I'm correct.
Okay, so he was already young.
Yeah,
They already had him chained, and yeah, he was already.
You're a millionaire. You got money. It is what it is.
No, I mean, just I could imagine that, and especially in that time and era, like how just life was, you know, just
so free.
He had a mansion in Palm Springs. It was next door to Jerry Lee Lewis. I don't know if you know who that guy is.
I know who that is.
Yeah, comedy guy
Big.
back
He's
in
a
the
big
days.
guy.
Yeah,
Jerry
he
Lee
was
Lewis, big.
back in the days. Yeah.
Then
I heard about bringing tigers to Harbor City and Ferraris, and can you tell us anything?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I
Verify it.
I don't know about the Tigers and stuff like that, but yeah, they did a lot of stuff back then. You know, whatever time he would come to Harbor City when we stayed out that way, you know, he would put up in his Porsche, his Mercedes, and you know, stuff like that. Uncle Howard, I think he had a Ferrari at that time, Ferrari Dino or something. And you know, they did a lot of things.
So they did get money. They was having money.
Yes.
Not what they should have had though.
Yes, they should have had a lot more money.
Yeah.
A lot more money.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Now, how do you feel about that? No, because I mean, I hear about it. I don't have anybody famous in the music industry in my family, but like I hear about the horror stories of the industry destroying families, robbing the artists and everything. Like, how do you view the industry? Just from you having that personal experience in your own life, you know, from the outside looking in, how do you view the industry now?
Well,
you could be honest.
Like,
I think the music industry, there's straight criminals, robbing the youth for all their talent that they have. They created everything.
Right.
And these people didn't do not one thing, but they got credit for it. And that's pretty sad, you know. These people had kids and wives and people to take care of, and sometimes they didn't even have money because, you know,
the industry
would say, well, yeah, you know, we gave you your money. Now it's time for us to get paid.
Did you read our contract? Did you read your contract? Yeah, I heard some horror stories, man, and I did hear stuff like that about them giving them drugs and stuff. Like people was like dope heads, and like it's like the industry encouraged that. You know, I'd rather give you a $20 dime bag than give you this $20,000 check. You'll be just as happy with the dime bag. You know what I mean? It's Frankie Lyman and certain guys I used to read about.
That's hanging up in there. That's the one that your dad used to. I used to practice with, and he was trying to teach me how to play. Mm-hmm. And it took a lot of patience. I wasn't, you know, I'm more gifted at writing, but then like Islamically, I was like the music. But yeah, we used to sit there and he used to tell me all kinds of stories. I was just like,
what's one of the ones you remember? That you know,
like I was telling you,
resonate with you.
The Jimi Hendrix one, the Stevie Wonder.
Give me Stevie.
Wait, let me say something about Stevie. So, you know, he started on that one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Him and his wife Teresa was at this studio in Beverly Hills, and it was a very, very lavish studio, and they were at the top of the studio. In order to get to the studio, you had to drive up all the way up to a certain floor, and then you would get out, and then, you know, the guy butler would come out and everything. Well, one day him and her were up there, and they were waiting for, I think, their car, waiting for something, and then here comes a Bentley rolling up to the top. So when the Bentley stops, open the door, it's Stevie Wonder. And then he looks at my dad and he says,
"What, he driving?"
Yes. Stevie was driving. Yes, and this is true. Sorry, Stevie Wonder, but I'm going to let it be known.
I don't believe it.
No, this is true. I'm not lying. Hey, brother, I'm not lying to you. Stevie Wonder looked at my dad. He got out the car and he said, "Hey, BB." He said, "Hey, BB." He knew who my dad was. And then he said, "Did you see that?" And my dad was like, "Wow." Wow.
That sounds like Uncle BB too.
So that's, you know, that's something.
Wait, so you had to drive all the way.
No, Stevie,
and he got out and recognized you.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I hope I ain't putting out too much out there. I'm sorry, Stevie, but I ain't got nothing to give you. So
I done heard stories like that though, man.
Yes.
But I'm like, I don't know. How can he see if it's with his mustache looking like that? Like, you know, what I mean? That's the thing that killed me about Stevie. But I'm sorry.
No, you can't see that good,
Stevie
man.
Can see.
Yeah.
Stevie can see.
Hey man, so what, you know, like, is there anyone that came after war that maybe kind of reminded you of them or kind of like put you in the same like these are they're pretty good. Like this band is pretty good right here.
No, I don't think there's anybody. No, I don't remember any groups, and I heard so much music. No, I don't think so.
Yeah, you know, Reed, when I started writing, and I didn't really know who my uncles were. I only had 2 uncles growing up. And both of my uncles were from war, Uncle Howard and Uncle BB. So I didn't even know who my uncles were until I was probably like 19, really. Okay. Like I hear things, but you know, stepping out, I didn't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
My dad would, you know, that was their buddies, and because my mom and you know, so it was all close, tight family. But I didn't know. And but when I started studying their music, I seen how simple it was to form it. That's what drove me into being a conscious artist, because of their heartfelt sound and just their political movement. And then hearing about my other uncle that died in prison. He was a political prisoner. Uncle Dennis, I heard that they hung him in prison because my uncle, you know, he was guerrilla family.
Yes, Black Panther.
He was a Black Panther.
Yes.
Okay. Wow.
Vanguard, Black Panther. Yes.
Vanguard, yeah.
Yes.
That's prison stuff right there. That's hardcore right there.
Yes.
Yeah. So our family was, you know, when war broke up, my cousin Pookie came to visit me, you know.
Wow. That's deep, man. I never knew that until a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. But one of the stories my uncle told me, he used to always tell me, like, people would always try to touch his butt. And he'd be like, faggot, and firing them. Bam! Because I would ask him questions, and he would say, man,
your dad.
Yeah,
Yes.
Uncle B. Yeah, his
Well, they
dad.
thought he was.
Nah, they didn't.
No, he used to tell me, they used to just be like, hey, how you doing? And try to touch him and groom him.
That
and
industry stuff.
he turned it, he was paranoid about if you act gay around him or any kind of feminism, he might
take off on you.
Yeah, for real.
But it's
no games with that.
So that was that industry stuff?
It scarred him because he had a paranoia from that. It made him. He was telling me.
He told me that they would take tours and go out to countries and everywhere, and then the roadies who be with him, they would always start off. You know how we do that little handshake? We see each other. They was doing that back then. The handshake and then go like this.
Yeah.
He said they went from holding like this to trying to go down like this. And my dad was like, brother, I'm not down with the program. So he started just knocking them out. So then after he started knocking them out, they were like, hey, we not, the bass player, BB, nah, we ain't down with that because he ain't down with the program. Right. He'll get high with us, but he don't want to get down with us.
Oh, damn.
Oh, boy, there's a lot of stories. I'm not going to get into details. I can't do too much talking.
You got to give me a little more on that one. Give me one incident where somebody got dropped. I want to hear.
No, he was knocking them out. I'm sorry to cut you off. He was knocking them out physically.
That's what I'm saying.
One hand knockout.
Yeah, he's heavy-handed.
Yeah, he big. He had. I mean, he had big fingers. He was big.
Yeah.
Man. He's a little stature guy, but he was like big hands.
Yeah.
That's why he got down playing the bass. But damn, when he hit you, bah!
Night.
Dang. That's wild, man. But I'm just thinking that just reminds me of the industry today where it's like, that's prevalent, man. Like they'll try you, bro. Like it's just like they want to see how far they can go and stuff, you know.
That's true.
And that's kind of like what I was talking about with them. Like I don't have no problem with, but don't be like trying to bully me. Like don't be trying to like that's like a bullying type of thing. I don't appreciate that, man.
I had a contract. I called Uncle BB. I got my first music contract. Well, one of the first. It was when I did the Deshaun Jackson Making of a Father's Dream. And I talked to Lenny Shapiro from Comcast. He said it's going to be available to 100 million viewers. I was like, ooh, if I could get 1% off of that, I'll be winning. So I wanted to own all of my, I had, you know, slogans and phrases. And I had, I'm the first voice you heard on that documentary, if you ever watch it, the first voice. And I did 3 songs, me, Lil Wayne, and somebody else from Universal or something. And then, so when I got my first contract, I called Uncle BB and I asked him about it, and that's when he was telling me, because I used to have a group called the Real Young Guns of YGs back in the days, and he used to be like, hey, I talked to Jay-Z's lawyer, and I was like, hey, man, you know, all kinds of stories. But he told me, don't sign it, have a lawyer look at it first, even though they tell you one thing, it's going to say something different. So I contacted Richard Jefferson. He was a Master P's old lawyer. And I said, hey, can you check this out? It's a good friend of mine. And I sent it. He sent me back a red letter contract, and it was like a sucker contract. He said, this is a sucker contract, man. They own everything. You can't even say like father figure. You can't even make no cups. You can't make no T-shirts. You can't do nothing. I was like, what? And it was kind of hurtful because Unc had told me about it, and he had warned me. And if I didn't talk to him, I would have just signed it, which would have probably been better for me to have exposure. But like,
you wouldn't own nothing. You wouldn't got nothing.
Yeah. So they. I mean, you're getting a You flew down here because tomorrow's a big day.
Yes.
Tomorrow's a big day. 6200 Hollywood Boulevard. War's getting a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. And
legendary.
So I watched Dr. Dre's ceremony, and they give out plaques. Are you going to be receiving anything on behalf of your father being the oldest?
I don't know anything as far as that. I don't know if I'm going to.
Any other anything. Siblings going to receive? Like,
I don't think they're. Well, no, I don't think. I think I'll be the only one there as far as one of his sons. But
I think Justin might be going.
You think so?
Yeah, hopefully somebody.
Okay.
I tried to contact Chris. D did. Damien contacted Twin, but just I mean, I know that they honor the original War and the off band that performs now. Whenever you hear War in a concert, that's not the original. There's only one member, right?
Yeah.
Lonnie Jordan. I used to live with Lonnie too. That's my other cousin's father.
Yes, my younger brother's stepdad.
Yeah, his younger brother's Wait, how does that work?
Well,
did you catch that?
Yeah. But
what happened was my dad's ex-wife married one of his best friends that was in the group, which was Lonnie Jordan, the keyboard player. And, you know, for coming from the streets, we don't do that kind
keep
of
it in
stuff.
the family, though. Yeah,
we don't do that.
Yeah,
so
we don't
that's
do that.
my younger brother's stepdad.
There's too many of them out there to do that.
Let me mention something. I live in the Seattle, Washington area, and I got in contact with his my dad's ex-wife Teresa, and I asked her, "Can we come check them out at a concert?" So me and my wife, we go to the concert and we backstage for a minute. Then we go to the front and we sit there and listen to them perform. And when they came out, before he came out, they mentioned, producer, arranger, writer, beginning, start, this and that, the creator of everything. And they mentioned Lonnie. So Lonnie comes out and he's all smiling at everybody. And I'm looking at him like, wait. Ain't you going to have any type of respect and say, the original bass player's son is in the audience?
Right.
Give him some praise, just respect. That's all. But he didn't do that. He just started playing his music, and I just started singing my dad's songs aloud, and everybody looking at me like, what?
Yeah, who is he?
Yeah.
Wait, so he basically, since he's the oldest member, now he's the original, originator.
One of them.
No, but I'm saying he's taking the credit for the whole band.
Yes.
Okay, so let's get into that. So how many, rest in peace, Uncle BB, how many living original members are there now?
There's 4 that are living. That's Lonnie Jordan.
Okay.
Howard Scott.
Okay.
Harold Brown.
Okay.
And Lee Oscar.
Okay. And then originally it was how many members total? 7? 7. So out of 7, there's 4 alive.
4 alive, yes.
And then War's still doing shows for like Lowrider. They got a contract and.
Wait, so when they perform, the original members aren't the one is a part of it.
One original guy, and that's it.
So here's the shenanigans.
Yes, and everybody else is like just cats that are my age or even younger, and they're just under the influence that they are War, and people look at them like this is War, but then some people look at that like, wait, I'm born. These people are in their 70s and they remember what War was. War wasn't all, no disrespect to my Hispanic, Latin brothers or whatever you would say, but I mean, War was all brothers and one white boy.
Yeah.
Also, now it's all Hispanic.
White boy.
Yeah, now it's all Hispanic.
Because
and one
they
brother.
play. That's smart though, because they know that they love that music. And they know that that's the people gonna come see them for those songs.
Yes.
So I mean that is smart, but dang, at least give me a cut.
What happened? How did that happen?
They just, they through contracts. I think Howard, Harold, and Lee, they couldn't use their name no more. So when my dad was living, they were going out as a lowrider band. They were gigging and they sound bad. They was. Woo!
Oh, they changed the name. The Lowrider Band.
Lowrider Band.
Yeah, we hired them at ILWU. They came to a
and they were sounding they were
one day
funky. I mean, they sound better than what they sound on the record. So they couldn't use that name. So Lonnie and his new crew just went out as war. And
but how did Lonnie get the name by himself?
Because Jerry Goldstein owned the name.
Oh,
so
Jerry.
Lonnie worked
Goldstein.
Lonnie.
Goldstein.
Goldstein.
Yeah, so Lonnie was working for Jerry Goldstein.
You know
so
how them damn Goldsteins are. Go ahead.
So they would go out and perform, and
they made a deal. They made an Easy E deal.
Jerry Heller.
Yeah.
And Goldstein.
But they didn't sound good though. They didn't sound good at all.
Yeah, until they put the formula together. So where did can you tell us a little bit about the history of war? Like, where did they get discovered? How did they get discovered? And anything about like how they came up? Where did they come from? And how did they meet?
I don't know the whole thing. If I'm correct, I'm thinking it was all the fathers. All the fathers of all the band members knew each other.
Okay.
And I think that's how they all got together. In Harbor City, there was a place where my grandmother, where all the kids were born. It was in the garage, and they all performed there. But then they also performed in Long Beach. So one of the bass player, which was my dad, was from Harbor City, California. San Pedro, Harbor City, because it was all those places. I can go way back. But and then the guitar player, Howard Scott, was from Compton. And then Charles Miller, which is the saxophone and the guy who wrote Lowrider, and Harold Brown, which was the drum player, they went to Long Beach Poly. They were from Long Beach. And Lonnie, I think he was from L.A., I think, him and Papa D. And then Lee Oscar, I don't know where he was from. So
that's a nice mixture right there. That's what brought them together to blend that sound.
Yes.
Yeah, that's amazing, man. But you got any last words you want to say? How do you feel about them being honored? I mean, you say they never won a Grammy, but getting that star on that Walk of Fame got to be equivalent, if not higher than a Grammy, man.
Yeah, but it's coming a little too late. I wish my dad was alive so he can see it and be there. That would have been really a blessing right there. So, I mean, I don't know. It's thinking about it right now, I'm feeling kind of bad because my dad, I went to a show. Let me say this. I went to a show. It was in the Rose Bowl, and it was on my father's birthday, August the 3rd, and it was in 2013. This is before he got sick and, got paralyzed. He was out there jamming on his birthday, and the whole crowd was like, "Go, BB. Go, BB." Because my dad was tearing it up on the bass. And my dad was tearing it up, and everybody was looking at my dad, and I was like, And that came to the conclusion that my dad was the group. He was the band, excuse me for that feedback. Yeah. He was the man because he was getting funky on that bass.
That's what I said. You the son of a bass player. Yeah. Everybody know that's the hardest one. I mean, to me, that's the thing that catches. That's what catches my ear every time.
West Coast sound of bass.
That's why it catches my ear so much, man. I love the bass, man. I love that, man. Hey, well, man, I appreciate you coming through, talking about your fam. You got anything else for you?
Yeah. On when I got the phone call that your pops had passed away, a few minutes later, my son was born the same day. So, and definitely still live.
Yep. And
don't say he's dead because he's still living, but we perceive it not.
Yeah, he's living through you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He is there.
And then Reed, to let you know.
We're just vessels, man. You know what I mean?
That garage that they would perform, I'm sorry I had to tear it down. It was full of termite damage. I tried to preserve it. But, next week we're going to have another Son of War on. Scotty, Howard Scott Jr., my other cousin. He's going to lay out the whole, he's going into deep dive detail about the history of war and who sampled them and everything else. But thank you for coming down and joining us on. And hopefully they give you some acknowledgement in the seat. We're going to be there, And we're gonna be there to support because cool. We want to see the original war get their star.
That's gonna be huge.
Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah, man. Appreciate you, my brother. Appreciate you for coming through. God bless your family, brother. And man, everything be profitable from here on out in your life, man.
Yeah. Dangerous Minds podcast.
Dangerous Minds. Take a break.
Yeah. Segment 4, Dangerous Minds podcast. Welcome back, everybody. Took a little quick break. Didn't get nothing to eat or drink, but just had to recap.
Well, I ate a little bit. Little cantaloupe.
Oh, cantaloupe.
I be trying to eat healthy, man,
good, man,
during the week, dude, because when I'm on the weekend with the kids, I'm eating cotton candy, popcorn, and all kind of McDonald's.
I got to eat better, too, man. That's big. I'm signing up for the Lashing Olympics right now. Longshoremen are us.
That'll have you right.
Yeah, I got to. I didn't want to, but like
that'll have you right.
after sitting down and analyzing the situation, longshoremen or us segment right now, real quick, just to insert it real quick. So lashing is really brutal. I was thinking, Reed, I was like, okay, what am I gonna do since I'm back off the injury list? And I didn't really want to sign up for the lashing Olympics, but that's what I want to do is lash, and I have to be on that competitive level.
Yeah.
And it's like when you get off the bus and the doors open, imagine it like gladiator challenge every shift, every day.
Like you walking into the arena or whatever, about to play a game or something.
And it's brutal, it's crucial, they will hurt your feelings, break your heart.
I ain't gonna lie, dude. Like the lashers are like the rock stars of the waterfront. Like when you see them, they be looking all gangster, they be mobbing, got them big old sticks in their hands. They like, and they not no little dudes. They all the lashers have got good size, and even if you don't got size, if you walking with them, you look big too. It's like I see them all the time. I'm like, dang, them dudes look like they've been here 100 years. You know, they just got that swag about them, man. I always say the lashers are like the rock stars of the waterfront. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
it's very rewarding. I was gonna drive tops and all that stuff, but I want to be a lasher.
I love
back
top.
to my A game.
I love top.
It's just different. I just like the freedom of lashing and just banging bars.
I mean,
going hard,
when you got a 6-hour break, no. And lashing as an ID and a BUTR is totally different from lashing as a casual. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah, but nah, man. Shout out to all the hard workers out there. Hey, man, things is real slow right now. You know what I mean? But don't panic. Try to stay positive. Hopefully you have a plan. I mean, it could kind of come out of nowhere. We plan for slow season, right?
Yeah.
The Chinese New Year, we plan for that.
Bit.
But we don't plan for a trade war.
Nah, hell no. You can't plan. That's just out of the blue.
Right. How do you plan for this?
And let me tell you something about lashers. Like, they will not. I'm driving a UTR right now, which is like, I thought I can do it, but mentally it's horrible. I mean, thankful, alhamdulillah, for every job we get. But lashers, they will not drive. They probably lost their certs. All the homies, they're not, because you got to drive once every 6 months to keep certain certifications. Yeah. And as a lasher, they don't. You know,
I enjoy driving. I mean, I think
on wheels.
It's because somebody told me about this. I said, brother, I'll have my earpiece in. I got my little fruit. You know what I mean? I got my little YouTube channels. I got my interviews. Hell, I might even sing a couple songs while I'm in there. I got my own routine when I'm in that UTR, and I enjoy it.
Okay, let me explain that to you why. Right? So as an ID,
drive.
You're a longshoreman. We're all longshoremen are us.
But ID stands for I drive.
I drive. But you're allowed to navigate the waters and figure out what you want to do as a career.
Yep.
Once you become an A man, you got to already have that figured out in what direction you want to go while you're on the BUTR. Then when you hit low boards, you already, supposed to have it figured out.
You know what I did? I got my top certification, and I like that.
Yeah, so that's what you want to do when you become A-book. You want to start driving. That's your path. I like top. Choosing your path.
Top is cool, bro. Heavy machinery. You
that's
up high.
That's big money right there, too. That's crane pay.
Yeah, you up high. You see the whole waterfront differently. I like it, man.
Yeah,
it makes me concentrate. That's like one of the few things that, like, when I'm doing it, my mind is totally on that only.
Gotta be. You might kill somebody.
Yeah, including your damn self.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, the homie, let me tell you, the homie actually last one, he broke his back in the top. Something happened, pile fell over, and his back is broke. He on a casual board.
Damn.
In the top. Yeah. So be careful, Reed. Be careful.
Yeah, it's heavy duty, man.
And the waterfront is dangerous.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Longshoremen are us.
After ball players, after the entertainment business, longshoremen are us.
Longshoremen are us. Hey, man, we got our engineer, Daniel, stepping in today,
What's going on?
To provide us with some of that fresh new Gen Z.
Yeah, you guys are kind of lacking it, I'm not going to lie.
Hey, it's all good, man. What's the word, man? What's going on with you? How you doing?
Chilling.
Relaxing?
Relaxing.
Okay.
Maxing and relaxing.
And relaxing.
Good vibes and high fives.
Good vibes and high fives. That's like some pimp stuff right there, man. I like that.
He just came in with it. That's why,
That's that fire, man. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Dan, we need the video out tonight. Can we get it aired tonight?
I got a haircut. I'm not going to lie.
Uh-oh.
So when I get back.
It looks fine. What are you talking about?
I need a haircut.
Oh, the girlling complaining?
I'm complaining.
I can't even.
I gotta get cut like Mike on you.
I can't even whisper in your ear.
Yeah.
Nah. It's not like that. I take care of myself. You know what I mean? Like I try to go every 2 weeks, and then my homie's a barber too, so it's like.
Oh yeah. Hey, so is that a part of your mental health? Since it's men's mental health month?
You know what? It kind of is like looking good. like
it's
smelling
mental
good.
health, yeah.
Yeah, it's taking care of yourself.
Yeah.
Even though it's like a little feminine, people say it's a little feminine, but I mean,
See?
come on.
See?
That's why they mix it with the.
Didn't I say that? Didn't I say that? we can't win for losing, bro. If I'm expressing myself, that's one thing. Now this man wants to keep himself looking nice, wants to get a haircut. You know, I don't know if you get manicures or anything like that, or
Nah, I'm not that far.
I get pedicures.
You know,
I don't get manicures, but I get a pedicure.
okay, but see that a female will be like that's but that helps you kind of relax, kind of help you with your mental health, right?
Right. Yeah, I got.
Is that something that you
There are some things though that's like too far. Like if someone tells me they take bubble baths, bro, I'm like, all right, like.
Hey, bro, I take bubble baths, bro.
I take ice baths. I got being a
ice baths. You know, like that's
going to gladiator. Challenge. I got to take ice baths.
I don't know, man. Because I exercise. I went to the gym last night. Matter of fact, I worked hard. I did all chest, bench press, and then I got on the elliptical for like 20 minutes, did like 100 calories on that. Bam, bam, bam. So when I get home, I want that hot bath, man. And yes, it has bubbles in it.
Take a bubble bath.
I don't like to sit in water. I'll be feeling like some vegetables on the stove.
I got a
something.
jacuzzi tub. Daniel, I like to throw some bubbles in there.
Yeah, I got to have some bubbles in that mug, man. What you mean?
I haven't taken a bubble bath in like a long time.
So.
He ain't take a bubble bath since he was 3 years old. Since his mom made him take a bubble bath.
Well, bubble baths are essential for my mental health.
Yeah, when you become a man.
There you go.
Yeah. And smoking weed also. What's another thing that what's another thing that you do to like kind of like relax you, that kind of soothes your mental health in a way?
Oh, me?
You
pray.
Okay.
Yeah, praying is like, without prayer, there's no success. So that's really what gets me in focus, because I know that, like, especially Fajr prayer, the early morning prayer, it's like I feel so accomplished, like, because of the rewards for prayer. So there's nothing that can like get to me after that. And I be going through a lot of stress. I be like raging. You don't even understand. I be like,
I do understand.
I'm serious. I have a lot of like, it's dangerous mind in this dangerous mind. It's a jihad. Jihad is the battle between yourself when you're fighting every day. And when you figure things out, now you become so prayer helps, like, just everything is in focus and perspective.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, prayer is like a necessity for me, brother, or supplication, or eat both. But I have been kind of studying the difference ever since you showed me that. But yeah, prayer definitely, and supplication, it does relax me. But I enjoy what relaxes me, bro? Cooking. Like, cause it's just like when I'm doing top. Like, no, I'm not even lying, bro.
That's good. I can't cook.
They wanna, yeah, dude. The only thing I'm focused on is what I'm doing in that moment. You know what I mean? I'm not thinking about job, woman, kids. I'm not thinking about nothing.
So you can cook.
Yes.
Good.
Yes. I saute, souffle.
That's dope. Daniel, do you cook? Do you know how to cook?
Man, I only know how to do like basic stuff.
Noodles.
Yeah,
that's that Gen Z shit.
When I was
Gen Z now. I think they. I don't know. It's different.
Noodles.
Wait, what were you saying, Malik?
Like the newer generation. Like all my kids, the boys, they know how to cook.
Okay.
So I don't. He said that's the new generation don't know how to cook. I think that's just more of like the old generation, because where the woman responsibility. Like I really relied on. I've been with my wife since we were 13, so she's always been cooking. So I took that. I handicapped myself from that. If she,
so your wife does all the cooking.
My daughters, my wife, yeah. So like if they don't cook, I won't eat.
Everybody,
I
but
go
you.
on everybody, which is terrible. It's bad, right? I want to so I go make some eggs. I go do the very basics, but even so, still it's not like really.
I get down, bro.
Getting down now.
I enjoy it. Like I think that's how I got so good at it, because I realized how like focused I am when I'm doing it, and I'm like not thinking about anything but getting
you're not married. That's why you have to do it.
Well, there you go.
Is that what pushed you to having to do it? Like,
I mean, nah. My mom. I grew up in the kitchen with my mother, man.
So
my mom used to be
when you were cooking.
Youngest.
Oh, okay, that's
like
dope.
I learned from my mom, so it's like I just naturally knew how to do it, and so I'm like, okay, I got a taste for this.
See, I
can make this better than that. Like, let me just make it, and then it just kept going. My children love my food, my cooking. Well, I think they do. Unless they lying to me.
My older brother cooks.
They don't like it as much as McDonald's or Wingstop, but I'm in the top 5 at least, probably.
That's dope.
But yeah, I don't know where like sex comes in, but see, because that definitely is for the mental health.
Without that, men's health would be off the charts. Like, we can dive into those aspects of it, but
I'm just saying, whether it's masturbation, whether it's foreplay, whether it's the actual play, you definitely need a little bit of that as a man, dog, to get your mind right. That's just my personal opinion. You know, if you stressed out and you know you got all this aggression, you damn near finna cry, you just boy, just go and jack that off, man. You know what I mean? Yeah. Just go on and get a little release, man. You know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna hurt nobody, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
You're not lying though.
However you can get that release, please get it.
Yeah.
Trust me. Okay. You see this smile I have? You see it, right? Okay, yeah. I'm just saying. That's all I'm saying. I don't think it'd be that easy to smile if I wasn't, you know, having some regular activities. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So shout out.
Men's Health Week. Go ahead and take care of that.
Hey, man, let's get into some far out news, man.
Far out.
We're going to wrap this ish up. And all, man. Yeah,
what
man.
You got for us?
Every week, man, it's like something new, man. But it's like, this, you know, let's just get to it. I ain't going to talk too much. Okay, so there was this fugitive from 1973 named Lester Eubanks, right? The U.S. Marshals are still looking for him.
From 1973.
From 1973, wow. They released a sketch. The man would be 80. The man would be 81 right now. Okay, so they released a sketch of what he might look like.
Whoa, 70. That's like 50 years ago.
Dude is 81, man.
Yeah, what he might look like. What did he do? What did they after him for?
Yeah, back then he was accused of raping and murdering a young girl.
Oh, shit.
You know what I mean? But we don't know if that was true. We don't know. I mean, you know how that system is.
Just one. Or was it many?
Not
was
one.
He serial?
One. Nope, just one. That was. I'm not sure if he had a whole big criminal past, but that's the only thing I could find.
She must have been very important.
It was from 1973. That's what can we really find? But the fact that they're still looking for him was just far out to me.
Yeah.
Like, bro, they worked you. You got worked. Okay, he's gone. He's not. You're not gonna find him. Like,
that's the news. That's the news. I thought they found him or something.
The fact that they're looking for him.
I mean, yeah, that is pretty crazy.
Still looking.
Since 1973.
Actively, or is it just a case?
No, they're actively looking. They're offering a $50,000 reward for any info with that sketch of what he, quote, might look like today.
What does the sketch look like? Is it like?
Is this like his old picture with like a mustache? You know, like kind of like an animated one.
Yeah.
Come on, man. So just any old nigga with a mustache. There you go, right there. Yeah. Oh, that's him right there.
What state is this?
Here, California.
Oh,
yeah. He was last seen in Southern California and may have worked at Linwood High School as a janitor.
Oh, is he black?
Damn.
Black.
Oh,
Lester Eubanks.
Lester Eubanks.
Yeah. U.S. Marshals still looking for this man since 1973. I just thought that was hilarious, and I thought it was far out. Man, 81 years old. He gonna be dying soon. Leave him alone. Let him go, you know?
If he's not already, right. Damn.
Right, if he's not dead already, right?
Karma caught up to him, if anything. You know what I mean?
You think so?
Yeah.
Well, what if it... Okay, see, I like to think about it in all areas, right? If he was a killer and rape and all that, he probably did meet his demise at some point. Right, sure. But what I'm saying is, what if he wasn't guilty? You know what I mean?
Living life.
And he's in like Peru somewhere on the beach.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. There's so many like different endings to that scenario. That's why I thought that story
was a movie though.
Far out.
I thought that was interesting, man. You know what I'm saying? $50,000 for a person you've been looking for since 1973.
That's a lot of money.
I think you should. I think you need.
That's bro. If they only give me $50,000 for finding this guy, bro, like I'd be like, come on.
No wonder they ain't found him.
Yeah. Put like $1 million bounty on his head.
He's been working y'all since 1973. Don't you think you need to put some more money into that? I don't know.
They kept it at the 50s rate, 70s rate.
Hey, if you put it like $1 million, they'll turn this old ass in that same day. I bet.
For real.
Somebody probably know who he is. Be like 50,000. That ain't enough. Come on, it's cool. You can stay.
What else you got for us?
All right, man. This is crazy right here. Okay, a 6-year-old boy. Okay, remember we had a discussion about when you hear certain things, do you think that they're black? Do you think that they're white? So let's just check this one out and then we'll go from there.
Okay, let's give it some thought.
Okay, there was a young boy who went missing. And so his school, he didn't go to school for like 2 weeks. So they sent a welfare check to his house. And what they discovered,
Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Okay, so the 6-year-old boy was found dead inside his home, like tucked inside the bed, right? When they interviewed the mom and asked the mom what happened, she said that she was exorcising demons from his body.
White.
Exorcising demons from his body. Like not a priest.
Rukia.
Not nobody else,
Yeah,
but the
she
mom was doing it.
Which is probably true, but she had her own remedy, and she probably was possessed. I don't know. That's deep. That's far out.
She wasn't powerful enough. Or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Or maybe she was just crazy. You know what I'm saying? Who knows? That just sounds crazy, though.
Yeah.
I mean, I watch a lot of movies. I watch a lot of scary stories and stuff like that. But to hear someone say that they're doing it,
To her
no
son.
priest involved. Because you know you have to have a Catholic priest to well, I'm saying
You don't have to get that look like you have to. You know that's why when I
I'm saying
started.
that's the rules when it comes to exorcisms. When
Whose rules,
the Catholic Church investigates an exorcism, it has to be sanctioned through the Catholic Church,
Right.
and
Okay, I
a
got you.
Catholic priest has to assist.
Yeah, like the movie The Exorcist.
When I was young,
No, I mean, but that's like it is like in the movie, but it's if you look it up, it's true.
when I was young, I wanted to be Catholic, right? So I used to go to Catholic church, and one of the reasons for being interested in Catholicism was not only because all my friends were Catholic, but that was the way to get rid of the vampires and the boogeyman, the werewolf. So I was like,
The holy water.
right.
Yep.
So I feel you on that, but that's not the. Okay, go ahead.
I mean, I'm just saying, from a person like me who just loves information, that's what I found. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So basically, she said God was telling her to do this and do that, and the boy ended up dead. There was they had an autopsy and everything, but there was really no report on how he died that was available at the time of this. But it's definitely a homicide. The mom was crying and laughing
Whoa,
back and forth through the interview process.
she was possessed.
Yeah, so maybe the demon went into
She
her.
was possessed.
But you know what the most far out part about that is?
What?
It was a black family.
No,
Whoa.
It was a black
no.
family. It was a black woman.
I started off with because of the welfare, which is
See, racist.
you know, but then
Racist.
yeah, racist. But then I was thinking like
You hear welfare, it gotta be a black person.
either black or white trash.
You hear
No
EBT,
disrespect.
it
Yeah,
gotta
but-
be a black person.
But then when you went into the psychological mindset, I was like, yeah, white people be flipping and tripping. You know, you see how Mexicans or Hispanics never brought up, Asians never brought up in this stuff. It's usually just black and white. Like,
I mean, usually, yeah.
if there's stories that would rely or relate to that, we would catch it immediately though. That's why. If it's
Yeah.
Asian or Mexican, we'd be like,
Well, they have their own things in their own countries that will blow us away.
Yeah.
But it's just not, they don't really
Yeah.
advertise it. It don't make the news. But they got some scary stuff going on over there, man.
I bet, yeah.
But I just thought that was hella far out, man.
that
A
is
black
far
lady
out.
trying to exorcise a demon. Come on, lady. Call for help. What you think about that one, Daniel? You think there was some truth to it? Maybe there was a
I don't
demon,
know.
or
I've never experienced anything paranormal myself, so
No?
never ever.
never
they
ever.
coming for you.
Probably,
They coming.
Probably.
You
but
probably just didn't, or just like, that ain't nothing.
I just
Yeah.
got that good energy around me. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, it's not-
I think that's what it's kind of about, right? Like just
I don't know, man. Because
I don't know.
I put it like this. I've had several.
yeah.
Several. Matter of fact, I got one like I was talking about with the story with the picture. I got a picture that goes with it. But that's what I'm saying.
we're going to do a whole segment
That's what I
about
said.
We gotta do-
these several events of paranoia activity.
Paranormal activity like segment.
Yeah. well,
I've had several incidents in my life. Even you know what I'm saying? So, hey, far out news. Let's keep going. This is the last one.
let's roll.
Okay, so the headline is a wife stabs her husband over pics of another woman. Right? So this lady went through her husband's phone,
Yeah.
This is her husband. So damn, you
Right.
still going through the phone? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, ain't we at a point now? But whatever. She went through the phone, found some pictures of her husband with another woman, a slimmer, younger, more attractive woman.
Oh wait, I think I heard this. I know where this is going.
A
Okay, that's
slimmer,
crazy.
younger, more attractive woman, right? And so she goes off, grabs a knife out the kitchen, starts stabbing him up. He got defensive wounds and stuff from her stabbing him, right?
Because she just seen the picture?
She saw the pictures of him with another younger.
Oh, they were
woman.
together. Okay, gotcha.
In the pictures,
Right.
they're
He was
having
with
sex.
Like,
So it was evidence of
Yeah.
him, his
Yeah.
his infidelity.
yeah.
So they, the police came and everything,
That's her fault.
Once everything got settled, she realized that the pictures were of her
Oh.
when she was younger.
Oh.
There were some old pics that the guy had in his phone.
Oh.
She didn't even recognize herself.
Yeah.
That's how far she didn't let her.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was you.
Yeah.
When you was
Baby.
fine. When
Yeah, I'm
when
tryna-
you let
tryna
yourself
jerk
go.
off to that.
You let yourself
Yeah.
go. Now, she
Yeah.
didn't even recognize
She
herself.
kept those.
How far did she fall off to where she don't even
was
recognize
devastated.
herself?
Yeah, she must have lost her mind after finding out like she killed him.
Nah, she didn't kill him. She
Okay,
just stabbed
thank
him
God.
up, sliced
Yeah,
him up.
yeah,
Yeah. Pictures
It's
of
still far
her.
out though. Like,
Wow.
Is
come
that
on, man,
the
like-
one you thought it was?
Yeah, that's the one I thought.
Yeah,
it
what
was.
you think- what you think about
I
that
seen
one?
that, I was like, bruh.
Bruh.
That is far out.
But that's something that happens though. When you get married, you get with a woman, they get comfortable. I'm not saying in every case, but I'm just saying I've seen that happen. I've seen girlfriends get comfortable. Like to start gaining weight, start eating, to start being, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to keep it going, man.
Keep it going, yeah.
Keep
for sure.
yourself, take
Men and
care of
women,
yourself.
Men and women, right?
Yeah, especially us, man. Because I prefer a woman who takes care of themselves. So I have to be
Right.
at least
Take care, yeah, at least,
presentable.
yeah.
You know, I have to smell good. I have to be in some sort of shape. I have to look good, man. Because I want my woman to look good. But in this case, he said, "I'm just gonna hold on to what you used to be."
Yeah. Wow.
I wonder, was he? What you think he was beating off to that old?
I
Like,
mean, that's
this is how it used to be.
Yeah.
That was part of his mental health, you know.
Oh, there you go, right there. Yeah, then you get stabbed up for it,
Hope,
right?
Keep hope alive. He was, and then that's her fault too. See, Islam has a solution for this. Don't spy on each other.
Here we go.
Women and men are not supposed to spy. You're not supposed to spy. I know. Reed, like the, but same thing like what you would do, Reed. Like you leave your phone around your wife or your girl. They're gonna come through, and if it's unlocked, they're gonna go through it. They're not supposed to. You're not supposed to, but people do that, and then they get emotionally jacked up because what Drake says, keep scrolling to the left, you're gonna see something you're not supposed, whatever.
Yeah.
And then that's gonna trigger like
Hey, you wasn't even supposed to be there in the first place.
right.
But you know what?
And if she didn't recognize herself,
She didn't recognize herself.
like she
dog.
didn't, she just
She must have gained 100 pounds, dog.
she looked at it and she
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But
She
she
must have
didn't
gained some
analyze
weight,
it.
dude.
She didn't analyze it.
She must have gained some
She
serious
just
weight.
saw
Hair
She
color?
just saw a naked chick and thought the worst. I don't think she like really zoomed in or nothing. Like,
Yeah, she just
thought,
glanced
what
at
the-
it.
Yeah,
But how does
literally
she
glanced at
recognize him? I guess he still looked the same.
it. No,
But
because
she
it's his
just-
phone though. You know.
Oh, right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, hey, I'm just saying, man. Hey, Daniel, what you think about that? Would you ever
Hold
go?
on, you were doing that victim thing you were saying earlier. That victim blaming whatever.
Oh,
you're
yeah.
Like, oh, I mean,
Yeah.
how do you know it was him, bro?
I'm just saying, that's just how I think about stuff. You can't never just
Or the
be
victim blaming on
100%.
that, what you doing going through his phone?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. What you doing? Why you gain so much weight? It's hard on him. It's hard on him to deal
Well,
with
how,
you.
How old were they? Do you know?
I don't know,
Because
man.
women
I'm
go
assuming
through
they're.
a stage in the phase of when they get older,
That's what I'm saying.
menopause, they start getting. But
I'm assuming that they're probably older. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because the women, they be falling off, man.
yeah, that's true.
But what about the whole phone thing? What do you feel about that? Like, if you have a woman or whatever, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You have a wife, so that's a little different, and you have the Islamic thing. But have you ever went through your wife's phone? Have you ever went through your girlfriend's phone? Honestly,
Nah, not really.
Now, what the hell is that?
not really.
Not really.
Both of us not like.
What do you mean not really? It's either yes or no, Daniel.
I'm talking
Did you go
about
through-
like
Did you go through her phone looking
if
for
she,
some
if
stuff?
she leaves her phone out, like I don't care. Like if she has it out.
that ain't the question though.
Did you ever go
question
through it
is-
looking
Have
for
I ever
something?
gone through it? No,
Yeah.
I've never gone through it.
Have you gone through any woman's phone? Like for information?
Like you felt like a
I
reason.
have.
We know you have.
I know
Reed.
you have.
How you know I have?
You told us.
What I
'Cause
did?
you're- 'cause
Yeah,
you're a
episode 1
womanizer.
or 2. One of them. You yeah.
Well, that ain't got nothing to do with womanizing anyone. I just, you know what?
No.
You know why I do it, and I'm telling on myself, but I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, it's just for like information purposes. I'm a very secure person.
Uh-huh.
Like, if I find something in the phone, I'm not gonna be like, "Hey, what's this right here?" I'm just gonna keep it in my mind.
Yeah, shelf it.
Just yeah. So whenever you want to come talking to me about something,
Yeah.
if it gets too deep, you really pressing me about something, I can say, "Hey, well, what about woo 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 woo?"
Yeah.
And then watch your face just fall off your face and just slide onto the ground. Okay, now leave me alone. It's just like a defense mechanism for me for information purposes. I don't really care, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, I need to back you off me. You know what I'm saying? Because women start getting too comfortable.
You need some ammo.
Yeah, give me some ammo. Hold on, mommy. Don't talk to me about nothing. What is this?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I've
Check
done
and
it.
balance.
I've done that before. And the look on their faces, man.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, women be trifling.
You'll think
too.
you kidnapped their child or something, man. They
Yeah.
like they panic, bro, because that's like how you knew this all along, and now their mind is circling. When did he know? How did
What
he
else
find
does he
out?
know?
How did he find out? And I never released my source. I mean, sometimes stuff just comes to you, but I have gone through that phone.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And when you keeping it real tight, and you You know how the girls,
Yeah.
they'll drive over two bridges to get that phone, man. You know what I'm saying?
It's like this meme I seen where it was like when you try to reach for the last slice of pizza, but your girl hurries to grab her phone.
Yeah, I seen that one.
I seen one where the dude just started crying. He did the thing, and the girl grabbed the phone, and he was like,
Yeah, see, I mean, man, that's all bad. All bad.
Hey, well, it's all good. I'm just saying.
Leave your spouse's phone alone. Leave your girlfriend, boyfriend's phone alone, man. Just
at this point, I'm not even doing that no more. I'm just saying that I have done that, though. You know what I mean? I'm not looking at shit. I don't care. Because you're going to see something. You're not going to really know what you're seeing. You're going to interpret it your own way. I mean, it's like, then they could lie, what's this? Yeah. Oh, well, that's why I never said anything. Yeah. I'll just keep it to myself and then just kind of pay attention. And then it's like when you come talking to me about what I did 2 nights ago, what about that?
Yeah, I think like with Daniel, he's pretty God-fearing human being, religious. And when you have that connection with your creator, the male and female, then you have a higher accountability. So like, when you know that about
married, you mean being married?
Daniel's not married yet.
Oh, okay.
So not even though lust is a sin, right? Boyfriend, girlfriend is not the way to go. It don't count until you get married, but they've made it normal to date, right?
Right.
Religion has made it normal to date, except for in Islam. But I'm saying that regardless, when you know the person that you're with is having God-fearing responsibilities, right? When they have a relationship with their creator, you assume that that's going to restrict them from doing certain things. Like, I don't know.
It's a level of trust. I mean,
it's a level, right? You're just like, get out of here.
No, I'm just saying, assume, come on.
I mean, think about it. Think about it like this. Look, if I don't fear God, right, then what am I worried about her for? What do I care? Like, what?
Well, because you're not even you're down on this level where you're thinking about that stuff. You know what I mean? If you know what I mean? Like if you have a relationship with God, if you spiritual, you have like a certain confidence, a certain vibe, glow that goes along with that, where you're not even thinking about, you know what I mean? But at the same time, you don't want to be no fool.
Yeah, no.
You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be
But
spending all your money,
the person that you
all
with,
your
right?
time and energy with someone and there with someone else.
The person that you're with, right? Like Daniel, I'm sure like you didn't go to a club and pull your chick. And,
no, actually, I met my girl in church.
Yeah, see. So he kind of already screened her knowing. And then.
Man, that's the problem with me, I guess. I never met a girl at church.
I mean,
actually, I did.
Yeah, come on, man.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's funny. That's ironic right there. I like that.
Yeah. Dangerous Minds podcast.
So if you met him at church, then you got a higher probability, you think?
No, not necessarily. But that gives you an icebreaker of what their intentions, what their goal, what they're trying to achieve. Like they might not be there, but they might want to be that person to get there.
But see, people go to church to wash away their sins, man. To me, the people that are at church, they're the ones that need to be there. Well, you know what I mean? They think they could go party and have sex with all these people and then come to church and it's washed away. So you got to watch them type of people, man.
Some people say that, like, if you're bad, just keep on going. Just don't even. But the best of sinners are those who repent.
Right. It's okay to be a certain type of person, but it's not okay to remain that kind of person.
Right. But, like, you want to. Maybe, like I said one quote before, maybe one day I'll be the man that I want to be. For now, it looks ugly. So
Malik's rapping, so I think it's time to end the show. That's usually how these go.
Right.
He starts rhyming, it's like, all right.
Hey, man, I gotta go.
Yeah, man. Well, look, anybody that got a girlfriend or a wife or, a significant other, just respect their space, respect their time, and vice versa, and just try to be as respectful and kind as possible, right?
Yeah.
That leads to longevity usually, right?
Yeah, relationship, one-on-one, get counseling, get help, get communication skills up. I don't know. I don't have all the solutions.
I think that people need to keep themselves up physically,
Right, that's big.
That's big, man.
Yeah.
People get comfortable and they just gain all this weight and just start just being just, I don't know,
Love
man.
yourself like nobody can.
Yeah, you gotta love yourself.
That's how that's gonna happen, right?
Yeah, because you can't get love from no one else if you don't love your own self, right?
Yeah,
right.
Shout out Roy. That's what he told me. Roy told me that.
Big Roy said that.
Yeah, he said that.
Shout out to Big Roy, man. Well, yeah, man, I ain't got nothing else, man. That's my final word. What you got, Malik?
Sheesh. Eid Mubarak. That's Friday. Fast tomorrow, Thursday, day of Arafah. It's like I said, the Prophet ﷺ said that's exfoliating your sins from the previous year and the year going forward.
So I only got to fast one day, and all my sins from last year is forgiven.
That's how your Lord is most forgiving, the most merciful. So you ain't got no excuse.
Man, I'm struggling with 24 hours.
I know. See how difficult it is. But once,
That's crazy.
What do they say? If there's a will, there's a way.
Yeah.
So, like, once you understand and you believe that, believing is achieving, then you can at least try it. And then you just look at the medical parts. Fasting is prescribed to us like it's prescribed to the people before us. So,
Yep.
Just with great benefits. Daniel?
Last words. Take care of yourself. It's Men's Mental Health Month. So.
And Gay Pride Month.
That's all.
Yeah,
so that means we going to close down Gay Pride. Gay Pride Month. No,
ain't gonna happen.
nah. Yeah. Well, I mean,
Ain't gonna happen.
close down the segment of the section where the transgender community is involving themselves within the regular sports world of that's big.
I mean,
I think every year if there's Gay Pride Month, that's one of the things that, if it's not already in works to just derail, that should happen. Like bring up the
technically it was banned in California, but they're just still doing whatever they want to do. So that's why Trump got in there and said, "Oh, we're gonna threaten to pull your funding." That's the only thing he liked to say, but I don't think they give a damn.
6200 Hollywood Boulevard. Come see War get their star. The Rock of Fame coming up too. They're gonna be doing some signing, and
That's
next
big.
week gonna have Scotty Jr., Pookie, my other cousin.
He black.
Yeah, Pookie. Yeah,
I ain't never met a Mexican Pookie or
nah. Yeah, Big Pook. Yeah, we're gonna see him next week, and he gonna chop it down of all the people who sampled War, and he got some interesting history that is gonna go dive in.
I'm excited for that. I like the War segment today.
Yeah.
I grew up listening to a lot of classic rock, so just hearing all that about Jimmy.
Yeah,
Hendrix
especially
too was
about
cool.
Bob.
Oh,
too.
that was dope.
Yeah.
That was dope. Well, yeah, man. Next week, man. Same bat time, same bat channel, man. Dangerous Minds podcast, aka Malik, JREED.
Dangerous Minds.
Shout out to the engineer. Shout out to all the help. My man Alfredo. You know what I mean?
Like,
Everybody that made it happen, man. You know
subscribe, and follow.
what I'm saying? And don't forget that. What is it? Hashtag Save Job Corps.
Yeah, hashtag
Save Job
Eastern
Corps.
Courageous at Instagram. Follow him, get some more information. Check it out.
Yes, sir.
Peace out, y'all.